So the movie was great.
Thank you.
And I saw it yesterday. Really strong, powerful.
Amazing.
And my first question is, your character, Tara, undergoes huge change after the evening that she spends with the guy on the beach.
Yeah.
Even her relationship with the other girls changes after that night.
Yeah.
How did you work on this change?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't film in chronological order, so we obviously had to keep kind of checking in where we were at with the relationships at that point. But we had a really good rehearsal period before we started filming, which meant wherever we were in the script, we really knew where the characters' heads were at. A lot was done as well with kind of costume and stuff like that. So we had wristbands, depending on what clubs we'd been to. Like, I think Reflex was like a pink band. There was another club that was a green band, stuff like that. That meant we could kind of check in and be like, oh, this is, we've just been on 2 nights out at this point. We've been on 1 night out, so we're friends at this point. Or Tara's on it, like feeling the after effects of the first assault. So yeah, it was a lot of the outside kind of costume, set and stuff like that that really helped get us into the minds of where they were at that point.
Okay. And music and photography, but especially music,
Yeah.
is like another character in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Did that help in your creation of the character?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to hear obviously like the final score of the film until we watched it back, so we'd already shot it by that point. But when we were filming, we used, particularly for the club scenes, music to really get into kind of the energy, because the energy levels had to be up a lot of the time. So we really used, Molly would pump the music really loud to get us going, and then have to cut the music when there was dialogue, or kind of also just using it to get into different emotions of the characters. Music is always really, really helpful.
And your character seems bold and confident, but actually she's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
How did you work on this contradiction of the character?
Yeah, I think, again, it was this rehearsal period that we got before. We got to do backstories on the characters, we got to really know the characters. You see Sky's character a lot, being a lot more outwardly putting pressure on Tara, you know, getting her to wear her like green dress that is Sky's, stuff like that. We really worked on in the early stages, so then we could, yeah, it is just getting into that mindset. And I think particularly for a lot of teenagers, you can relate to those feelings of having to play up to what people want you to be. So it's just kind of, yeah, tapping into being a teenager again.
My last question is about the topic of the movie. We hear a lot about the behavior of women in certain situations.
Yeah.
But what about the education of men in those situations? Do you think that cinema could be a valid tool to educate?
Definitely.
Men?
I think films in particular really get conversations going, and something that Molly really wanted to do was not shut anybody out of the conversation. So she didn't want to blame anyone. She didn't want to make Paddy in particular like a monster and Tara a victim. It was very much, you know, everyone is a product of the pressure that society are putting on them, and so we can't blame anyone and not take responsibility for everyone's actions. So it's about trying to find ourselves in each of these characters and learn from them. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Lovely to talk to you.